This visa is called the Parent Boost Visa. This is a longer term visa that allows a multiple entry to New Zealand. So you apply for this visa, your parents will get 5 years, and they have the opportunity to apply again to get another 5 years, but they can only do it once, and it has to be outside New Zealand. And they say they have to be outside New Zealand for at least 3 months to get the second visa. The very first thing that will strike anybody out of this is the sponsorship. The applicant, which is your parents, needs to have an eligible sponsor, which is you, the child. You can be a biological child or an adopted child, but you also must be either a New Zealand citizen or a New Zealand resident. So if you are none of those, you have to apply for regular visitor visa. The next requirement that the applicant has to meet is insurance. Your health insurance must cover very key things. It must cover repatriation, returns of remains, cancer treatment, minimum of $100,000, emergency medical care, minimum of $250,000. You must show that it covers for at least 1 year, and you must have a valid health insurance for the duration that you are going to be visiting New Zealand, because if you don't have it, there are chances that it may affect future visas. They may even cancel your visa. That's what it says. It's not me. And then there is the income requirement. The income requirement has to do with how much money should you have. You, the sponsor, the child, must earn the median wage to sponsor one parent, but you can also have joint sponsors, which must earn 1.5 of the median wage. If you need to sponsor more than one parent, there's also how much you should earn. If you don't have that, you, the parent, that's your parents, can have money, and there are requirements about how much money they should have. So either you, the child, being the sponsor, shows that you earn at least median wage if you are one child sponsoring one parent, and there's more according to how many children are sponsoring how many parents, or the parent has some money. But the one I want to point out here is that if the parent has available funds of 160,000 New Zealand dollars if it's a single parent, or 250,000 New Zealand dollars if it's a couple. There's more details around the income requirement. The other key requirement is health. You have to be of good health. So with every parent's long-term visa, with any long-term visa typically, you do health insurance with your initial application. But with this one, in your 3rd year, you have to do another health assessment outside New Zealand, and there's money for that too. There's an administrative fees, kind of around like 325 New Zealand dollars during that time, on top of how much you're going to pay. That's it about the Parent Boost Visa. Those are the key things I wanted to point out. There's a whole bunch of complexities, and there's not much detail yet. As typical with new visas, as it gets closer to the time that the visa will come into effect, there will be more detail. They'll even create a fact sheet page for it too. So you just have to search Parent Boost Visitor Visa, and it will take you to the Immigration New Zealand website. But what I've seen here is that the government is trying to allow migrants to bring their parents to New Zealand, but without bearing the burden of the health care side. Because the older people get, the more they are prone to certain diseases. So they are trying to say, bring your parents to New Zealand, but we ain't gonna bear the cost. So you need to have health insurance, and it needs to cover this, basically old people diseases. That's my take from this. But I've also had, given my hot take, my views on YouTube. I'm sorry I keep directing you guys to YouTube, but yeah, more details there, because on YouTube you can talk for as long as you want and nobody will get bored. All right.